I am the prophet Elijah, and this is my story. In 1 Kings 17, I proclaimed a great drought. It's important to remember that Baal was considered the god of life and fertility. Thus, this drought represented a direct attack on the supposed ability of this idol to control weather conditions. I then received divine guidance to hide by a brook. There, God sustained me with bread and meat brought by ravens. After the brook dried up due to the severe drought, I was instructed to go to Zarephath, which belongs to Sidon. There, a widow assisted me. In a miraculous and providential way, God multiplied the widow's flour and oil reserves. Her son fell ill, but my prayer restored him. A man named Ahab blamed me for Israel's misery, but I made it clear that he and his family were the real culprits. They had sinned against the Lord, especially due to idolatry. I then summoned all of Israel to gather at Mount Carmel. There, I would confront the prophets of Baal supported by Jezebel. 2 sacrifices would be presented, one by the pagans and one by me. No one could set fire to the sacrifices, the fire had to come supernaturally. The true God would be the one who burned the sacrifice. The prophets of Baal did all they could, but nothing happened. So, I repaired the broken altar of the Lord, had water poured over the burnt offering, and called on the Lord. God responded with fire that consumed the burnt offering. All of Israel recognized that the Lord is God. On that day, the prophets of Baal were killed, and a great rain fell on Israel. After being threatened by Jezebel, I fled south. It was a moment of deep discouragement. I even wished for death. However, I was divinely nourished with bread and water and directed to go to Horeb, the mountain of God. I pronounced divine judgment on Ahab and Jezebel, detailing their deaths and warning that their house would be destroyed. Although Ahab repented, the Lord postponed the destruction of his dynasty by 1 generation. However, Ahab and Jezebel had dishonorable deaths as prophesied. On another occasion, Ahaziah had an accident that left him crippled. He sought help from a pagan god. Ahaziah wanted to know if he could recover from his ailment. But I, speaking through messengers, warned him that he had ignored the God of Israel and would surely die. Angry, Ahaziah ordered my arrest. He sent a captain with 50 soldiers to confront me. However, they were all consumed by fire from heaven. The last captain begged for his life, and I followed him. As I had predicted, Ahaziah did not recover and died. The end of my ministry is recorded in 2 Kings 2. Some prophets realized that my ministry was coming to an end, and I would be taken away. Several times, I tried to distance myself, but Elisha insisted on accompanying me. Elisha made a bold request. I told him that it was up to God, not me, to decide if his request would be granted. Nevertheless, the granting of this request was assured. Elisha witnessed me ascending to heaven in a whirlwind, escorted by a chariot of fire with